Nah, we ain't gonna use this chair. Let's use the other one. Yeah. Guess so. Yo, testing 1, 2, 3. It looks like it's recording. All right, action. So, um, probably not the best way to start off the video, but um, yeah. Again, it's been a bazillion years. You let me tell it, and still, for whatever reason, I still manage to be nervous when I get on the mic. I'm your host, Mark Nash. That's Mark. Last name Nashville, Tennessee. So Nash, Nash. So, whew, so what are the updates? I'm pretty sure you know I released the album in 2023 Frequency, and definitely a fun project. Again, I know you're like, well, why is he speechless for a person who's so talkative? Well, because I could talk about the stuff that goes on in the world, but who really? I mean, it impacts everyone. So the, there is one thing I do want to talk about. I got the COVID shot back in 2020 when COVID was going crazy, and guess what it did? My tongue is swollen and can barely fit in my mouth. Obviously, you know how the USA works. No one is going to take responsibility for that. So obviously, as a singer, that impacts my singing, and so it's whether eating food or whatever, it's common to end up biting my tongue. It's like the flat surface of the tongue extends out past my teeth on both sides, and obviously past the front. But and it's swole or whatever. But and I thought it would just go down, but obviously it did. So anyway, so I guess technically my first video was January 2nd, 2007. Today is October 12th, 2025. So we're talking 18 years of sharing my love of the arts with you guys. One of the things I wanted to, I guess, talk about was even I at one point questioned, why are you still doing this? I'm an artist. I love the art. So now I don't know if it's any more complicated than that. But when I'm singing a cappella, I am celebrating the art. So meaning I'm celebrating other artists and the work that they've done, the storytelling that they've done, the obviously bass baritone. So I don't sound like, well, I mean, obviously everybody has categories that they fall into, hence bass baritone. But in the sense of not trying to claim my own uniqueness beyond being a person, each one of us, we're already unique. So I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about over the years I can sing in different styles, but it's only the style, not necessarily the tone or the pitch or whatever. And obviously, I still have problems with pitch control. Wow, this is turning into a therapy session. This is not exactly what I wanted to do because I'm actually just like the other videos. I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm ready to eat. It's been a while since I pulled out my gear. So the funny part is my backup flashcard no longer works. It was only a backup, so I guess technically no love lost. I'm gonna wrap up that part so we can get to the singing because that's why we're here. And like I said, just celebrating a lot of artists, a lot of storytelling. Um, I'm gonna do pitch shifting throughout the song, but focus on the story, not necessarily my presentation, if you will. Of course, I'm assuming you hear because you enjoy my presentation. Um, what else can I tell you? Uh, really, I guess that's really it. Oh, I guess one other part is again, I got a swollen tongue, so the intent is not to drag the song. The intent is that I have to sing a little bit slower, not only to get the lyrics close to what they should be. Oh, I do want to talk about that actually. You know, I did not do a full blown research of lyrics, just some quick stuff off the internet. And things have changed a lot since 2006, 2007 time frame, where the lyrics you see on the internet, they're a lot closer than what they used to be. It used to be I would do Artist Corner, and man, the lyrics wouldn't even be anywhere close. And I'm just singing some stuff at that point. Anyway, just like before, you know what? I think in the past I would have the whole video just shot. That way you could watch it all the way through. So maybe this intro is probably good for that reason alone. Um, what else? What else? Um, Again, I'm working on new music. I do have some instrumentals that I have. I even have some concepts. So now I'm at the point where it's time to just start writing and laying vocals. Um, I have some more, I guess, equipment, gear, whatever, for live studio performance. So I'm working on that. Meaning learning how to use the gear. Again, much longer story. Um, so no wife, no kids, just living the dream, if you will. Um, that I think, and I don't want to dwell too much on that. I think that when it comes to married with children and all of that, I think each person has their own take on that. Um, Me personally, I don't want to get married, don't want to have children, but I think like anyone else, some things are beyond your control. Meaning, you can say to the world, "This is what you want," and God could have other plans. So that's not a promotion to say, "Hey, good woman, come find me." That's not what that is. I'm just saying this is where I am right now in life. These lights are a little bit hotter than what I expected, but oh well. Um, I keep saying a lot because that's how I feel. So I still want to eat. So I got some leftover chili. So why don't we just go ahead and do this? And we're gonna see where we fall because I actually had 14 songs, but I cut it down to 11. Some fun songs that I think that would be really cool to do. Kiss of Life, Sade, that'll be fun. Um, what's that other song? Wounds in the Way, Rochelle Farrell. Again, as you can tell, these are just celebration of the art. Um, the logic behind that is, again, when celebrating art and great music, you've already seen it where men sing a woman's song, woman sings a man's song. It's not as simple as relating to that from the gender perspective as it is of relating to it from the human perspective. So, all right. So I guess that's enough introductions. And so obviously I'm reading the lyrics, so it's going to be a little bit hard for me to look in the camera. Y'all still make me uncomfortable anyway. Wait. I need some more lip balm. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. I got a lot of stuff to talk about. When I first bought my camera, I want to say it was probably 2007. No. Actually, I was doing an internship at the Houston Media Source, which is I'm out of Houston or Houston, Texas, and so I was able to borrow some camera gear and stuff. And And, that's really, I think, what that first set of YouTube videos really are. I had some ARRI lights. They were massive and definitely hot. But here's the funny part that comes with all it. That's the reason why I'm telling this story. When I first started out, I thought I needed fancy camera equipment in order to get on YouTube. Right after I spent all of this money on gear, everybody and their grandmother just used their cell phone and they're uploading wonderful work. And so I'm not sad about my gear in that respect, because I still think that some effort, lights, camera action type of deal, I think, and it's not, excuse me, the other people lack effort. I think it's more so of today's society is very high paced. So it's, hey, people are uploading, every 2 days, every 2 minutes. Whereas with me, I upload when the art is so overwhelming that I have to do something. So I think that's the difference. And I do have some set of videos before this, and you'll see by the upload date that that I did those videos a while back. But I do want to edit those before I upload this segment of Artist Corner. So that being the background, now I can't hear anything. So if you that's another sad thing. Right in the middle of conversations or projects or what have you. Sure, I got recurring tinnitus, blah blah blah, but my hearing will literally just go away. Can't hear jack. So right now I have extra salivation or whatever. But anyway, I'm almost ready. So I don't get a chance to do a lot of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So, but I will do this, because normally I don't do this. I say just, well, or do I? It's been a while since I did a video, so it's hard to call. I'll give you the songs that I will be attempting today. Wait, is this, I don't know. I think this light needs to be a little bit closer. What about now? So it's not completely in my eyes, I guess. All right. So these songs that I will be attempting and celebrating with you tonight are Weekend Girl from the S.O.S band, Keep on Loving Me by the OJs. By the way, I knew the OJs had made a lot of great music, but as I was listening, the way it works is everyone has music on their phone or what have you. So I put it on shuffle and I put it on the OJs, and man, wow. I knew they had some classics, but yeah, it was a lot. The next one would be Joe, I Wanna Know. This one, I was actually just out hanging with some friends of mine recently. And, I had already been wanting to do a cover of Joe, as well as R. Kelly at some point, meaning a true cover of one of my favorite songs from R. Kelly. #1 hit, by the way, if you need to look that up. That whole Love Letter album is amazing. And Taxi Cab is also one of my favorites. Nancy Wilson, Save Your Love for Me. Of course there's a story. What do you mean? I'll tell those stories as I start the songs. How about that? So for now, I'm just going to give you the list and we'll go from there. Casanova by Gerald Levert. I was convinced that I already did that song, but oh well. Love Won't Let Me Wait by Vandross. Right on Time by Boys to Men. That's Why I Love You by Boys to Men. The Rest of My Life by McKnight. Halo which I actually technically put in, not necessarily as a joke, but more so I like the song, but it's because I saw the video of Beyonce sitting in a chair belting out the song. I know, simple, right? And there was this guy who did a cover of Rihanna's Diamonds that I thought was really amazing, but that's a whole long story in itself. The Rest of My Life by Brian McKnight, Halo by Beyonce, and then I'll end with Your Number One by Gladys Knight. By the way, that Midnight Train to Georgia, an amazing song. And again, Gladys Knight and the Pips, or even just Gladys Knight, they have such an amazing body of wonderful music that it was just mind-blowing. The thing that goes with that, which is, again, the reason why we're talking about this, or I'm talking about it, when you're looking at or listening to commercial radio, they're in business to make money. So you know how that goes. They play what makes them money. And they'll repeat the same songs 9,000 times in a row as long as people are tuning in for it and as long as the advertisers are paying for it. And so I get that. I don't knock that in the traditional sense. I'm knocking it, obviously. But it's more so there's really a lot of amazing music out there. And just playing the top 10 songs per month for since 1980, you will have nothing but hits that will go across the radio. But unfortunately, that's not how radio works. But that impacts society in terms of great artists not making it to the newer generations and not making it to the people. Still, television and radio are the two most consumed media on the planet. So it's not as simple as saying, go to the internet and just stream some radio stuff. Oh, speaking of that, I do actually have a website, Mark, M-A-R-K, A as in Anthony, Nash, Nash.com, markanash.com. And you can see my body of work musically, as well as the other projects that I do. I do photography. So I got my photography website, markanash.smugmug.com. So I guess that's enough introduction because now I'm tired and I don't even want to sing anymore. But I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm tired, I'm sleepy, I'm hungry, but I'm excited. So that being your introduction, and obviously I picked up weight, so quit making fun of my fatness. Yeah, so that's your introduction. So now, and obviously if you're following my eyes, I'm looking at the monitor that's going back at me. So that's the introduction. So now I am going to go ahead and jump into the songs, and maybe I'll tell some stories as we go. All right. Thank you for listening, and thank you for listening to the intro. And wait. Before I say that, I promise this is the last point I'm gonna make. If people are into the arts for money, power, fame, and great sex, meaning specifically singing, there's a lot easier ways to get those things. The reason why I mention that is because you already know about streaming platforms. You already know that if you have any opportunity to earn a living in music, it's going to be either through content creation or doing tutorials or doing product sponsor advertisement stuff, or what else? Behind the scenes doing engineering work, whether it's recording or tracking engineer or mixing engineer or what's the other one? Mixing and mastering engineer. I do all of my own work. So, which means I do the recording, excluding this time for the instrumentals for the new album. I'm trying something new, which is someone technically they did the instrumentals, but it's more so you buy sample packs. And then it's on me to put the instrumentals together to create full-length songs. So, and when you really look at it, because I'm not a musician, if I borrow a drum loop from whatever sample pack, it's it's the same as if I didn't create the actual instrumental in terms of pulling out an instrument, laying the drums. I'm trying out this idea because I want to release music a lot faster. And I am a singer-songwriter, poet, and rapper. So I want to spend my energy telling the story. It's been a challenge to find instrumentals to match the story that I want to tell. But that goes back full circle to what I was describing in terms of when you look at music as a team project, then you should be partnering with those people, meaning people who are audio or tracking engineer, mixing and mastering engineer, or mixing engineer, then mastering engineer. Sometimes they want those people to be separate. Photographers, graphic designers to design the album cover, the administrator to make sure you're registered and upload to all the different sites so your music can be heard, played, and hopefully people buy it. The website design. So it's a lot of non-storytelling, creating work that needs to be done in order to create music, even all the way to the point of filing taxes at the end of the year. And as you could tell with me, I do all of those things. Now, there's one last reason why I'm telling you that story. Money can be made in all of those different aspects. Or again, you know what? I'm going to stop there and just say, if you love the art, create. If you're looking to make money in the art, build you a team. That's how you're going to make your money as an artist. And that money is probably going to, not probably, more than likely, it's going to be from touring and doing shows. Or selling your songs. That's another way people make money, or doing instrumentals or beats for somebody else. But even then, instrumentals and beats, they're not the unique commodity that they used to be, where you could charge $1 bazillion for it. So yeah, that's all I want to talk about on that. Because again, I really just want to sing because I love to sing. So, markanash.com is my website, but I do have my own internet radio station. I don't pay any royalties. I don't run any ads. But the challenge that I found was that for the music that I create, to be honest with you, I did not expect that there would be a market for the type of music that I create. And my production is not radio production. It's marked, I'm happy with it, release production quality. Which means I did not expect to get necessarily traditional radio play. So with that being the background, I need to bring this light closer. Because I want to make sure you can see me. All right, here we go. After all of that rambling, we're going to go ahead and get into it. So cut. All right, y'all, welcome back. My name is Mark, M-A-R-K. My last name is Nash. I love to sing, and we're just going to get in. We're not going to get into it. I'm going to tell you a little story first. The first song that I would like to do for you is Weak and Girl by the S.O.S band. The original idea that I had, I wanted to celebrate some of my favorite duets. Obviously, If This World Were Mine is a wonderful duet. I think All in the Name of Love, I think I did that one already. Baby Come to Me, James Ingram and Patty Austin, I believe. Uh, Everything Must Change, George Benson and Rochelle Farrell. So I mean, what was that other one? Eternal Love with Will Downing, and I forgot the lady who partnered with him on it. So in other words, there's a lot of great duets out there, and I'm just gonna do this one. And actually, let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna do this one. I love when I say I'm gonna do. All right, so the first song that I would like to do for you will be Weekend Girl. And again, my tongue is swollen, so I'm going to have to do it in a slow way. So here we go. And by the way, there's no music in the background. I'm just hearing the music in my head as I fall into it. I'm really pleased to meet you, girl. And I like to get to know you better. Maybe tonight we can get together for a while, you and I just don't have time, but I'm not turning you down. I can't accept your invitation now, 'cause I work all day and I sleep all night, weekend girl. And I don't have time on the weekday, weekend girl. But maybe we can try to work it out. My offer stands. I think you're worth the wait. And there's only one way to find out. To spend some time is the only way, but it may require some sacrifice. I would like to see you tonight. What's holding me back? My job is rough on me, and that keeps me from hanging out, weekend girl. And I don't have time on the weekday, weekend girl. But maybe we can try to work it out, weekend girl. And I wish that I could see you, weekend girl. But maybe we can try to work it out. I'll never let nothing keep me from what I want. No rent, no job. Gonna do what I want to do. It has never dawned on me that I was so tied down. This time I'll let myself go free. Take the chance and find some happiness. All right, that's good enough. So, I've been listening to the song and I just forgot how that part goes. That's pretty much it. But for the verses, I think I did all right. So, but in either case, I hope you enjoyed my expression of love for Weekend Girl by S.O.S. Band. Peace. Cut. Action. All right. Welcome back. My name is Mark Nash, and I am your host, and I'll be singing some songs for you tonight. And my lips are chapped. I'm extra salivating and blah, 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 blah. Y'all didn't tune in to hear me do all of that nonsense. My tongue is still swollen, though, so that's still true. Blame it on COVID. And plus, I can't hear Jack. And I'm just saying, my hearing just drives me crazy, just goes out for no reason. Well, we know why. I lived on a submarine, but that's another topic for another time. All right. The next song that I would like to sing for you is Keep On Loving Me by the OJs. And like I said in the introduction, man, they made so many wonderful songs. Love's Train. Wait, that's them. Anyway, last night, me and my baby, we cried, stuff like that. And of course, from the OJs, from Eddie Levert, we get Gerald Levert, which is one of my favorite artists. And like I said, normally when I do Artist Corner, I normally do the big five. Boys to Men, Brian McKnight, Luther Vandross, Will Downey, and Gerald Levert, meaning I cover their songs because I'm a big fan. Believe it or not, for this section of 10, I wanted to do Will Downing's Eternal Love, but I just ran out of time. So anyway, the next song that I would like to do for you is OJ's Keep On Loving Me. Ow. So let me start hearing it in my head. Loving you is such a pleasure, especially when you're holding me like this, baby. The love we share can't measure. Each and every day just gets better, 'cause I found out that you were all that's missing in my life. And it's you that made me realize there's someone who can do it right. Love me, baby, both day and night. No one can do what you do, 'cause you do it right. Oh, keep on loving me, baby. Keep on loving me right. Keep on loving me, baby, all through the night. And keep on loving me, baby. Keep on loving me right. Keep on loving me, baby, all through the night. From where I sit, I can see our future. There we are, as real as can be. Picture this. Every day is like heaven, and every night is just like paradise. 'Cause I found out that you were all that's missing in my life. And it's you that made me realize there's someone who can do it right. Love me, baby, both day and night. 'Cause no one can do what you do. 'Cause you do it right. Oh, baby. You got the right kind of love. You got what I need. Girl, won't you give it to me? Keep on, keep on, keep on loving me, baby. Keep on loving me right. And keep on loving me, baby, all through the night. Keep on loving me, baby. And keep on loving me right. And keep on loving me, baby, all through the night. Whew. All right. All right. Hear me out. Hear me out. Again, when you're listening to amazing music, amazing music is just amazing music. So again, you know, when you have great storytelling, trying to replicate that story in an a cappella environment, the best, in my opinion, that you can hope for is the verses. That's it, because that's the core of the storytelling, but it's a story within a context and a concept, and it's a body, and it's an energy, it's a frequency, it's all of it together. So, how does that relate to you? Well, again, I see my role as twofold. One, to celebrate the art, and of course, to encourage you to support great art. My music, meaning me personally, it's not for any artist to determine if their own individual work is great art. That's no different than telling Michael Jordan that he's the GOAT. The fans, we label you the GOAT. You don't get to call yourself the GOAT. Uh, and so the reason why that's important is because celebration of the art is to say, go and listen to the song. And if you can relate, identify, and connect with the message from that artist, then that art would be great music or great work for you. One of the things I've said many, many times is that it's no different than going to see a painting, or in this case, I'll add even listening to jazz. You know, art is a two-way conversation between the artist and the receiver or viewer of the art. And somewhere there's a frequency, there's a connection, there's a conversation that's going back and forth. So it's kind of like if you were being tutored in math and your mom is tutoring you in math, but the concept isn't connecting. But you go and you talk to the teacher. Teacher literally says the exact same thing, and for whatever reason, you get the concept. So anyway, I keep going off, but like I said, I love the conversation. So that was the OJ's Keep On Loving Me. I hope you enjoyed that. Peace. Oh, cut. All right. The next song that I would like to do for you is Joe. Like I said in the introduction, I was just out with some friends of mine earlier this year. And, we were sitting down listening to the music, and the guy was performing the song. And, you know, overall, it's always a fun time when I'm out with my people. So, but I've been a fan of Joe since really forever. That song, I'm in love, round and round I go. Out of control, I'm in love. That's like one of my favorite songs. Don't get me wrong, he has like 9 billion hits. You know, that song Magic, and um, it really just, just so many hits, Stutter, blah, blah, blah. But there's certain songs that I think over time that just connects with the public and connects with the masses, and they become special in their own category. Um, so, not to say anything negative about the Grammys, but it's not about the Grammys as it is about the masses as well as even niche markets. Meaning that there's so much wonderful art and so much wonderful music on the planet. Everybody doesn't get a chance to get a Grammy. My bad. Did I say Action? I'm just rambling. So Action. I hope I said Action before. But the next song that I would like to do for you is Joe. I Wanna Know. All right. Give me a second to listen to it. And I need some more lip balm. By the way, speaking of lip balm, obviously this is not just for me. What this is beeswax. Uh, I think they're gonna be mad when I tell y'all this. But hey, you know what? They shouldn't be. I'm gonna say it how I feel it. They overcharging us. So I used to buy Burt's Beeswax. So at first I was using Carmax, but it kept drying out my lips. So I switched over to Burt's Beeswax. Turns out 90, I ain't gonna say what percentage, but for the most part, it's not 100% just beeswax. So I figured I'll just find a company that just makes beeswax and buy the beeswax directly, and it was a much better price. So anyway, I can tell y'all about that another time. But for now, I'm gonna sing Joe's I Wanna Know. So give me a second, because again, my tongue is freaking fat, and I'm salivating like crazy, and it's driving me crazy. So give me a second to drain, and I can't hear anything either. And obviously, I can't do Joe's ad libs, so ain't no sense in even trying that. If I survive this song, I guess the goal is to be free, but who's really free these days, right? It's amazing how you knock me off my feet. Mm. Every time you come around me, I get weak. Oh, yeah. Nobody ever made me feel this way. You kiss my lips and then you take my breath away. So I wanna know. I wanna know what turns you on. I'd like to know so I can be all that and more. I'd like to know. I'd like to know what makes you cry. So I can be the one who always makes you smile. That was funny. Girl, he never understood what you were worth. And he never took the time to make it work. Baby, I'm the kind of man who shows concern. Yes, I do. Any way that I can please you, let me learn. So I wanna know, what turns you on. So I can be all that and more. I'd like to know what makes you cry, so I can be the one who always makes you smile. Tell me what I gotta do to please you. Baby, anything you say I'll do. 'Cause I only wanna make you happy. From the bottom of my heart it's true. Tell me what I gotta do to please you. Baby, anything you say I'll do. 'Cause I only wanna make you happy. And from the bottom of my heart it's true. I wish that I could take a journey through your mind. All right. And find emotions that you always try to hide, babe. Oh, I do believe that there's a love you wanna share. I'll take good care of you, and lady, have no fear. So I wanna know what turns you on. So I can be all that and more. I'd like to know what makes you cry, so I can be the one who always makes you smile. Tell me what I gotta do to please you. Baby, anything you say I'll do. 'Cause I only wanna make you happy. From the bottom of my heart it's true. And tell me what I gotta do to please you. Baby, anything you say I'll do. 'Cause I only wanna make you happy. From the bottom of my heart it's true. I wanna know what turns you on. All right, that's enough of that. Like I said, it's an amazing song, and today's music, I would say, is very complicated. Is that the right word? I apologize. Maybe that's not the correct word that I got the word I'm looking for. Today's music is very interwoven. And I mean that in the sense of no matter what I say, it's going to sound bad. I'll just say it how I feel it. Here's some things that make today's music more complicated, or I should say more interwoven. Number one, let this sink in for a second. You can create music where you can harmonize with yourself. Let that sink in. Number two, not only can you harmonize with yourself, you can do your own background vocals. Wait. We're not even done. Not only can you do your own background vocals, but you can also create a song where you do a conversation with yourself. We're not talking about first verse, second verse. We're talking about you have the first verse, and directly in the middle of that verse, you having a conversation where you cut off the original part that you did and you add, I'm not talking about tape in where you overdub. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if I had a song and I was like, I like ducks. Before I say to finish the word ducks, I can do an overdub where I say, well, I like frogs. before the other song finishes. So that's what I mean when I say it's more so of interwoven in terms of layers, where it's not as simple as you sing a song, tell a story, and you're done. I think that's what made that Kim song, I can't believe I'm blanking on that song. That's what made that Kim song so amazing. Kim as in K-E-M. Because I think from what I remember, he's the lead vocalist throughout the entire song, and it's just him singing. First verse, he sings his own backup. Second verse, sings his own backup. But you could tell it's just him and not simply multi-harmonies of him, even though obviously you do multi-layers when you're laying vocals. Anyway, I'm all off topic. I'm talking engineering stuff or whatever. And oh crap, I'm only on song number 4. Anyway, thank you for listening to my cover of Joe's I Want to Know. Peace. Cut. All right, action. Or action. Okay, welcome back. My name is Mark Nash, and I am your host who keeps putting on lip balm and draining his mouth. And the next song that I would like to sing for you is Save Your Love for Me by Nancy Wilson, and I believe that's Cannonball Adderley on the track with her. Of course, there's a story. You know, it's not any fun to just jump into a song and sing the song without saying the backline story of how I connect to the song. So what happened was, I might regret telling this story later, but I'll tell it to you. So what happened was, what had happened, if you are into music production, there's a concept called mic locker. So a microphone locker is where you have multiple microphones for different purposes as well as different voices. So there's obviously big names out there from Sony, AKG, and of course Neumann. And to some degree, you can argue Sennheiser and a bunch of other folks. So what ended up happening was I wanted to do a neo soul album. So think India Ari, think you can argue one way or the other, but Eric Benet, obviously Erykah Badu, Music Soul Child, Jill Scott. You know, I wanted to, Dwele, I love that guy. You know, I wanted to do, Layla Hathaway is, I think, borderline jazz than just simply a neo soul artist. Lettucey, you can argue R&B more so than traditional neo soul. But anyway, you know, the point of the story was I wanted to do music in that style. You know, the Jill Scott, let's take a long walk, that type of style. And so I started researching different microphones, and having a deep voice, I wanted something that celebrated my voice. And also I was trying to upgrade my studio gear, and I wanted something that I thought, turns out, let me backtrack for a second. When you buy a microphone, each person would sound different on that microphone. So if we're talking, a woman's voice may sound nice on one type of microphone and not necessarily on another type. We're not talking condensers and dynamics. We're just talking pure blown condenser microphones. Matter of fact, the microphone you see right here, this is one of, if not my favorite microphones. This is the AKG C1000S. I think it's considered a small diaphragm microphone, and I freaking love this microphone. But at the same time, for actually my first album, Energy, I believe, is done. Mic check. All right. Action. What up? All right. So let me take these off for a second. So, short version of a long story. Matter of fact, I think I will bring it just like this. All right. Cool. Matter of fact, let me do one more mic check. All right, cool. Can you hear me now? All right, cool. So here's the situation. I've been meaning to finish this video, and it didn't work out that way. I'll tell you what happened. I did not monitor the time that was on the video camera. So right when I was doing the first video, I sung some songs and everything, and I ended up running out of time, and the camera just shut off on me, so that kind of sucked. So anyway, I'll get you up to speed with what's been done. Weekend Girl by the S.O.S band. Keep on Loving Me by the OJs, and I Want to Know. So technically I have Nancy Wilson, Save Your Love for Me, Gerald, Levert, Casanova, Luther Vandross, Love Won't Let Me Wait, Right on Time by Boys to Men. I've decided I'm not going to do that song. Long story. That's Why I Love You. The rest, That's Why I Love You is also Boys to Men. Brian McKnight, The Rest of My Life. Halo, We'll See How I Feel When I Get to It. And Gladys Knight, You're Number One. The other issue that I'm running into is that I feel sick as a dog. So I caught a cold on Friday, and this is Sunday. And, let me take these off now. I'm pretty sure you can hear me by now. So I caught a cold on Friday, and, I've been trying to push out this nose and phlegm, and, man, it's been bad. Of course, there's a much longer story, but I ain't going to do that to you. So, sore throat, all the excuses you can imagine when you comes to having a cold. And really, you want to know the real reason why I'm here? The real reason why I'm here is because in that time period, my mustache is layered up, and my beard is all over the place, and my hair is all over the place. And I feel so free. One day I'll explain what that means. But for now, all you need to know is I feel free. Now, don't get me wrong. The mustache, thick layer stuff is starting to annoy me. So after this video, I'm about to cut all of this mess off. So, but at the same time, I still wanted to get it recorded that I got this on tape. So hold on for a second. So, all right, so that's the background. So now we're going to move on and talk about the songs. Cut. Action. All right, so, I still try to cut between the songs so I can upload each song and cover each individually. But the stories are going to have to be super short because I know I keep saying but the stories are going to have to be super short because I feel like crap, and I just want to get through it at this point. But I do want to do better at recording songs and getting them uploaded. I want to try out this Facebook thing, as a quote-unquote content creator. Anyway, we'll come back to that. Let me get through these songs before I get off topic. The next song that I would like to do for you is, before I do it, I know I said I wasn't going to talk as much, but hear me out. I wanted to buy a microphone, so I had to research microphones. Turns out there's this thing called a mic locker. A microphone locker is where you have different microphones for different purposes. And I wanted to do or will do, because I've already finished in my own way of putting together the instrumentals. I want to do a neo soul album. And so I have some instrumentals that I'm working with, and I'm at the stage where it's time to start writing and laying the vocals and everything. I've already have a list of the concepts and everything, so I'm really excited about that. So, the next song that I would like to do for you is actually a song called Save Your Love for Me by Nancy Wilson. Now, the story behind the song, like I started a second ago, was that I was looking for a microphone, and the microphone that I ended up settling with, and I don't know if settling is the right word. I think it's really, I chose this microphone because I could have chosen a bazillion other microphones, but I went with the Norman U47 FET. Supposedly, I think Lou Rawls used it at some point. Depending on who you talk to, they say Frank Sinatra might have used it. I think for Luther Vandross, I think they said his favorite was the Sony C300. But to be honest with you, if I had a bazillion dollars, I would love to try out the Sanken CX. I think it's called the CX100. It's a much longer story, but yeah. So that's the background. At this point, I don't even know if it's about vocals as it is about, I hope you like the song. So, the point of that story. Oh, man, I keep forgetting to tell you the point. When I was researching the microphone, I came across the Norman website, and the lady, she was singing, I think her name is Nicole. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure the video is still on YouTube. But the lady was singing Nancy Wilson's Save Your Love for Me, and I just fell in love with that song. And of course, that helped sell purchasing that particular microphone. Norman, if you hear me, since I'm giving you a plug, you should send me some money. But this microphone here that you're looking at, this is the AKG C1000S. This microphone has been with me day one. My first album, Energy, was done on this microphone, so I love this microphone. AKG, y'all should send me some money for that plug as well. But anyway, another person who actually did a cover of this song was Al Jarreau. And so I think as artists, that's sometimes one of the challenges when it comes to singing what is quote unquote considered a woman's song. In this day and age, I'm not talking necessarily gender neutral, but what I am saying is beautiful music is just beautiful music. It's not necessarily gender neutral as it is. The song was amazing and everyone loves it for a reason, if you will. So I know I'm gonna have to do another action and cut on this one because, yeah. All right, anyway, cut. Action. All right, we're gonna try this again. I'm in so much pain. My eyes hurt, blah, blah, blah. Welcome back. Like I said, the next song that I would do for you, and who knows, maybe it's just nerves. The next song that I would like to do for you is Save Your Love for Me by Nancy Wilson. And I think Cannonball Adderley was the other person on the track with her. So here we go. Yeah, that was gross. You like my mustache, though? All right, anyway. Wish I knew why I'm so in love with you. No one else in this world will do. Darling, please save your love for me. Run away. If I were wise, I'd run away. but like a fool in love I stay and pray you'll save your love for me. I can feel it, even when you're not here, can't conceal it. I really love you, my dear, and though I know no good can come from loving you, I can't do a thing, I'm so in love with you. So darling, help me please. Have mercy on a fool like me. I know I'm lost, but still I plead. Darling, please save your love for me. You may have fun with the crowd, but for crying out loud, darling, please save your love for me. Cool. I hope y'all like that one. Cool. I hope you like that. And, well, we'll move on to the next song. Cut. Action. Okay, welcome back. The next song that I would like to do for you is Casanova by Gerald Levert. You know, again, I know I did a cover of the OJs earlier, and what I really wanted to say was I knew the OJs were amazing, but again, I just did not know how amazing they are or were, depending on what you're trying to say, if you will. But this one here, Casanova, is an oldie but goodie. I'm still convinced that I've already done this song, but whatever. Give me a second. See, this is my sacrifice for the art. That I simply love the art. You know, my life, I'll be honest with you, it didn't pan out the way I thought it would have panned out. We're not doing therapy. Music is the therapy. Just remember that. But anyway, let me go ahead and do this one real quick. Because like I said, I got to hurry up and do this so I could take some medicine and call it a night. Yeah, I don't even get a chance to do much of the ooh baby stuff. So, again, the next song that I would like to do for you is Casanova. I ain't much on Casanova. Me and Romeo ain't never been friends. Can't you see how much I really love you? I'm gonna sing it to you time and time again. Oh, Casanova, Casanova, oh, Casanova, Casanova. Every man deserves a good woman, and I want you to be my wife. Time is so much better spent, baby, with a woman just like you in my life. So let me love you, fill you up inside. I want to hold you, babe. So let me squeeze you. Don't you know that I'll get down on my knees for you, baby? You see, I ain't much on Casanova. Me and Romeo ain't never been friends. Can't you see how much I really love you? I'm gonna sing it to you time and time again. Oh, Casanova, Casanova, oh, Casanova, Casanova. Every time I want to see you, I can't find the words to tell you so. But I love you, baby. And I just got to let you know how much I need you. Show you what you mean to me each day, baby. So let me hold you. Keep you safe and warm, I'll be your sweetheart, baby. Baby, baby, baby. And when I told you, girl, I'm an average guy, you seem to know just how I really feel. 'Cause I can't let you go. I need you, I want you to stay right here with me. But baby, I never knew love until you came along, oh Casanova, and tell me what to say. Casanova, I can't let her get away. Oh Casanova, and tell me what to do. I'm no Casanova, I just want to be with you. Listen, baby, I want to hold you, want to squeeze you too. Woo! I want to make sweet love to you. I want to be there when you're feeling alone. Never let you go, no Casanova. Casanova, I just want to be your lover, baby. Casanova. Whew. Casanova. Yeah, that took a lot out of me. Well, regardless, I hope you like the song, but I'm struggling. I just want to go to sleep at this point. Cut. All right, man. This probably won't be the best recording. I got the AC unit going. Oh, action. I just finished doing Gerald Levert's Casanova. That one, actually, believe it or not, I should have told a story on that one. The songs like Casanova, Love Won't Let Me Wait, those take me way, way back in time. I've been, I guess you would say, like most young folks, I've been a fan of great music for a long time. So I'll leave that there. Oh, I think I said this in the first recording. I'll say it again. Typically, it's not an artist corner, meaning it's not really a complete, fun video cover unless I do the big five. Gerald Levert, Brian McKnight, Luther Vandross, Boyz II Men, and Will Downing. And so, like I said in the original video to start everything off, I'm not doing Will Downing. I'll have to do that one another time. I should have had a song ready for this one, but it's been just so much going on. So enough about all of that. The next song that I would like to sing for you is Love Won't Let Me Wait. How are we doing on time? God dang it. Oh, okay. This says 15 minutes, but I think that's 15 minutes for me to start singing faster. All right, cool. Anyway, Love Won't Let Me Wait, Luther Vandross. So here we go. Let me see, get my papers ready. All right. Wait. I still got to put on some lip balm. And like I said, with the COVID thing, my tongue is actually too big for my mouth now. It's still swollen. It never went down. I thought that was weird, but this is life. This is how the evil people get you. So anyway, always remember, sometimes the most important thing is just completing the task. May not be your best work, but sometimes You just got to push through it. That's just the way it is. So, get all of this out of here. Love won't let me wait. I need to have you next to me in more ways than one, and I refuse to leave until I see the morning sun. The time is right. You hold me tight, and love's got me high. Please tell me yes, and don't say no, honey, not tonight. Move a little close to me. You owe it to yourself, and I will selfishly take a little for myself, and it's because of you that love won't let me wait. Yeah. The time is right. Turn down the lights and take my hand. Yeah. We'll take a flight and spend the night in the wonderland. And I need to have you next to me in more ways than one. And I refuse to leave until I see the morning sun creep through your window pane, because love won't let me wait. Not another minute. And I need your love so desperately. And only you can set me free when I make love to you. We'll explode in ecstasy, and I won't take the blame. Know that love won't let me wait. No, no. Love won't let me wait. My temperature's rising, woo. Love won't let me wait. All right, that's enough of that. Thank you. I hope you like the song. But, I think it's a waste of ink when I print the ad-lib section, because I can never remember how to do that part. You know how it is. Think of it like when you're singing along with a song and you've been singing it 100 years, you know all of the ad-lib stuff. But when you singing it a cappella, it's not the same. I don't even think it sounds the same. But just like I said, I am not doing this song. Cut. Action. All right, welcome back. The next song that I would like to do for you, believe it or not, it's not Right on Time by Boyz II Men. I've opted not to do that one. So, since I'm not doing that one, I'm going to go ahead and attempt That's Why I Love You. So, time is short, so I need to just go ahead and sing it and be done with it. All right, so here we go. All right, so the next song that I would like to do for you is That's Why I Love You by Boyz II Men. And, I wrote something on Facebook recently Tyrese Gibson, one of the R&B singers. I like his music, so, but he was on a podcast essentially talking about life. And essentially what he was saying, at least in my opinion, is that when you're in a relationship, his experience, not mine, I'm making an observation on what he was saying. He was saying that, hey, some women believe that being pretty and essentially that sex will solve all problems when her man is going through some changes in life. And essentially he was saying, hey, you know what? Don't get me wrong, sex is important. However, that's not the solution for all relationship problems. That's not the solution for all worldly problems. That's not the solution for when your man is mad at the world or the world is mad at him or whatever it may be. That's not always the go-to solution for that particular problem. And so, and I think for some women, they would not want sex to be the way a man relieves his stress. It's a part of it, obviously, but that should not be the go-to for when life is giving you the blues. So that's the background. But I'm going to say, wait. I'm giving you the background on That's Why I Love You. But I'm going to say it again because y'all don't understand. That Boys to Men 2 album. Wow. I'm going back to the days of cassettes. And I was living on the submarine, USS L. Mendel Rivers, nuclear fast attack sub. I was a nuclear electronics technician. Essentially, I babysat nuclear reactors. And, I slept down in the torpedo room next to torpedoes. And that 2 album. Wow. But here's the cool part. Here's where it gets really cool. That album is so amazing that I think that it's trying to make a comeback. and for the record, the Boyz II Men Christmas album, don't get me wrong, people talk about the Mariah Carey Christmas album. I'm pretty sure it's an amazing album. Believe it or not, I've actually never heard it. I think I know her voice, obviously, but I can maybe recognize one song that might be from her Christmas album. But if I had to rank the greatest Christmas album of all time, not just in terms of, you know what? I was thinking about that the other day, that I should do a Christmas, video of some of my favorite Christmas songs. Excuse me. So I'm going to finish that thought, but then I'm going to move on. The greatest Christmas album of all time has to be Boyz II Men Interpretations. I don't think there's it has a traditional Silent Night on it, obviously, but all of the other songs and talking about loving and caring and sharing and it's just too many amazing songs on that album for that not to be the greatest album. I'll just leave that there. It's Christmas Time and Hollis Quinn, obviously, it's a classic. But I still would not give that to be my second. I'm going to go with, I think, Temptations' Christmas. But what do the lonely do at Christmas? I'm just saying, that song there, if you single with no dependents, don't listen to that song around Christmas time. The song is called What Do the Lonely Do at Christmas? And also, of course, Every Year, Every Christmas by Luther Vandross. Again, there are classic Christmas songs. I get that. And you, even if you look on my channel, you'll see where I sung some Christmas stuff back in the day. But those songs there, what do the lonely do at Christmas time? Just amazing. Anyway, let me go and get through this. So, cut. Action. All right. I know I said I was supposed to do shorter stories, but it's whatever. You tuning in because you are probably used to my antics by now. But really, I think that's just a stall technique because my voice hurts. to be honest with you, and I really don't want to finish this. I really should just do the right thing, stop here, wait till my voice is better, wait till I shave. But that sounds too much like right. You know, I would prefer that you see me at my worst than to always just only see a production of being at my best. That's just how I feel. Anyway, the next song that I would like to do for you is That's Why I Love You by Boys to Men. Again, I'm not going to do the ad-lib stuff. I'm just going to jump in. When it's stormy, you are my sunshine. When my mind gets clouded, you bring the light inside. When it's hard for me to breathe, you are the air I need. Sometimes I make you want to leave, but you're always there for me. That's why I love. That's why I love. Said I love you, baby. I love, and you know I do. That's why I love you. That's why I love, and you know it's all right, baby. That girl I love, you know how much I love you. I want everyone to know that I love you. Nate, sing it for 'em now. When I'm crying, you are my handkerchief. When it feels like I'm dying, you raise me up with just one kiss. Baby, you're the star when I'm lost that guides my way. At times when I'm losing my mind, you make everything okay. That's why I love. That's why I love you. That's why I love, oh yes I do. I love you. That's why I love. And girl, I love you. I want everyone to know that I love you. I love it when you come around, 'cause you know just how to hold me down. Said you sure enough got me hypnotized. You are so beautiful, and damn those eyes. Without you, baby, what would I do? I'd use all of my breath to explain to you that I love you. That is why I love. That's why I love. I love you. That's why I love. I love you. I want everyone to know that I love you. All right, I'm going to stop there. You know, like I said, when it comes to the ad-lib stuff, I've never been good at that part. But here's the thing, though. When a song hits you in your soul, you just can't help but to react. That's just the way it is. You know, a love so deep that even if mentally you don't understand, spiritually and emotionally, you just get overwhelmed. That's just the real. So anyway, enough of being all emotional, but that song is the real. That song is the truth. That's TROOF for those who want to know. That song is the truth. Anyway, cut. Action. All right. Oh, man. All right, so how much time do we have? Give me a second. I'm just gonna push straight forward. I ain't gonna even do whatever. I can't tell. Maybe that says 137 minutes, 54 minutes. I don't know. Well, I don't care. Um, all right. All right. So I was trying to give myself a little bit of a timer. That was 34 minutes. Let me put 25 more minutes on the clock. And like I said, we just got to get through it. All right. So what we got? We got we got 3 songs left. That's The Rest of My Life by Brian McKnight, Halo by Beyonce, and Your Number One. All right. Again, I am doing these songs. Oh, action. Welcome back. The next song that I would like to do for you is Brian McKnight's The Rest of My Life. I love, I watch YouTube a lot, and it was so cool to see Brian with his sons. I think it's Nico and Brian Jr. on stage doing this song. But, this is, I keep talking past the mic. Anyway, this is life. Life isn't always pretty. Brian McKnight is still one of my favorite artists. I try not to dig into the personal life of my favorite artists because their personal life is their personal life. And I can be very judgmental. We all are. But the point of the story is just more so of I don't want anything to taint their greatness. And don't get me wrong, it's their flaws that sometimes translate into their greatness. Whether you're talking about Puffy, whether you're talking about R. Kelly, whether you're talking about Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson, Prince, all of the artists who have went through challenges, we still experience the greatness in their music. And I try not to dig too deep into the social issue aspect of it and just try to appreciate the music and keep it moving. Anyway, the next song that I would like to do for you is Brian McKnight's The Rest of My Life. And my lips are chapped and dry again. Did I tell y'all my throat hurt and I have a cold? But I'm an artist, dang it, and I'm going to push through. All right, here we go. And as you can tell, this ain't even warm-ups. These are just jump right into it, and we land where we land. I don't like that my shirt hugs me like that, but anyway. 3 a.m, I can't be dreaming. I'm wide awake, watching you sleep, and then I realize there's no place that I'd rather be. I reach out to touch you, my heart starts to race, and at the touch of your skin, there ain't no mistake, and I'm lost in your eyes. I see all that I need to see. I'm feeling new things every time that I hold you. I'm telling you things I would never have told you. I'm feeling my feet coming off of the ground. I was not looking, but look what I found. I wasn't so sure at the start. Now I wanna be there wherever you are. And I can't deny how you've got me feeling inside. If you think this as good as it gets, I swear you haven't seen nothing yet. I promise you I'm gonna love you the rest of my life. My life. You turn to kiss me. You know I can't fight it. The taste of your lips, I get so excited. I'm losing my mind the way that it's supposed to be. Everything that we do It's a thing worth repeating. I only think of you when my heart is beating. I'm feeling my feet coming off of the ground. I was not looking, but look what I found. I wasn't so sure at the start. Now I want to be there wherever you are. And I can't deny how you've got me feeling inside. If you think this as good as it gets, I swear you haven't seen nothing yet. I promise you I'm gonna love you the rest of my life. You came and showed me the way, but I didn't know what I wanted. Thank you for saving my life. I wasn't so sure at the start. Now I want to be there wherever you are. And I can't deny how you've got me feeling inside. If you think this as good as it gets, I swear you haven't seen nothing yet. I promise you I'm gonna love you the rest of my life. My life. 3 a.m, I can't be dreaming. I'm wide awake, watching you sleep, and then I realize there's no place that I'd rather be. Wow. Wow. Did I say wow? Wow. Wow. Cut. Action. All right, y'all. Welcome back. So the next song that I would like to do for you is Halo by Beyonce. Now, if I were a boy and cater to you, I think of my favorite Beyonce Destiny's Child songs ever. Only reason why I'm singing Halo, just to let y'all know, because I like the way she just sat on the couch and belted that song out on that YouTube video. That's the only reason. I really have no connection to this song. I think it's important, I guess. But anyway, I'm just going to sing the song and be done with it, believe it or not. But it's still an amazing song. And believe it or not, the problem that I'm running into is how to sing the song. You know what? I said I wasn't going to do this because it messes up the song. It messes up the energy if I do this. But y'all are kind of used to my shenanigans anyway, so why don't we have a little fun? So it's kind of hard to do the goofing off part because, like I said, I still got a cold. But that doesn't mean I can't have any fun with this. So I'm going to do just the first verse, and then I'm going to do it, I'm going to goof off. All right, I'm going to do a deep version of the first verse, then do I ain't doing all of that. I'm just going to, if you like it, like my rendition of it, it's fine. Remember those walls I built? Well, baby, they're tumbling down. And they didn't even put up a fight. They didn't even make a sound. I found a way to let you in, but I never really had a doubt. Standing in the light of your halo, I got my angel now. It's like I've been awakened. Every rule I had to break on. It's the risk that I'm taking. I ain't never gonna shut you out. Everywhere I'm looking now, I'm surrounded by your embrace. Baby, I can see your halo. You know you're my saving grace. You're everything I need and more. It's written all over your face. Baby, I can feel your halo. Pray it won't fade away. I can feel your halo. I can see your halo. I can feel your halo. I can see your halo. Hit me like a ray of sun, burning through my darkest night. You're the only one that I want. Think I'm addicted to your light. I swore I'd never love again, but this don't even feel like falling. Gravity can't begin to pull me back to the ground again. It's like I've been awakened. Every rule I had you breaking. The risk that I'm taking, I'm never gonna shut you out. Everywhere I'm looking now, I'm surrounded by your embrace. Baby, I can see your halo. You know you're my saving grace. You're everything I need and more. It's written all over your face. Baby, I can feel your halo. Pray it won't fade away. I can feel your halo. I can see your halo. I can feel your halo. I can feel your halo. My chest hurts. Oh, my bad. And just for the record, the whole song was supposed to be, I'll do just that first part again. The whole song was supposed to be like that. Remember those walls I built? Well, baby, they're tumbling down. It was supposed to be like that the whole song, which is different than what I had in mind. That's the funny part. The other part was, remember those walls I built? Well, baby, they're tumbling down. And they didn't even put up a fight. They didn't even make a sound. I found a way to let you in, but I never really had a doubt. Standing in the light of your halo, I got my angel now. It's like I've been awakened. Every rule I had you break on. It's the risk that, you know what I mean. So, like I said, I thought it was funny. I don't know about funny. Entertaining. Entertaining is probably a more appropriate word. Because I think, when you love the art, you just love the art. So, it's just a lot of fun. And like I said, for that particular song, after reading the lyrics, man, it's an amazing song. So, there's a reason why Beyonce and quote unquote the Beehive, and that's, to me at least, that's the reason why she's a celebrated, iconic person in music, and still is relevant today, and still impacting music today. So that's my thought on that. But let's get past that. Cut. Action. Welcome back to Artist Corner. I'm your host, Mark Nash, obviously. And, support the arts. I keep saying that y'all can just Zelle me some money. That's the way I look at it. My email is on the screen, so excuse me. But enough about all of that. Money comes, it is, if you love what I do and you want to support the arts, get at me. I do a lot of stuff, by the way. If you're in Texas and you need some of my services, if you will, I could just tell you, I sell auto insurance and flood insurance, commercial business insurance, and a lot more. So unfortunately, dealing with the different companies that I'm related to, I'm limited in what I could share on a public platform, which, by the way, is crazy to me. By the way, did you like that point? That's from one of my favorite animes. It's Hunter x Hunter. And that's when Hisoka pointed at Gon. You know what? I still feel like I don't feel well, but I'm going to finish this up just so I can get on the computer, finish up some work that has to be done tonight. And then I am going to take some medicine. And then, you know what? I am going to go back and watch my show for a little bit. Anime helps relax me, by the way. All right. Cut. Action. Hey, welcome back again, man. You know, I keep saying I'm going to cut my story short. But anyway, welcome back. The next song that I would like to do for you is Gladys Knight, You're Number One. Believe it or not, the song that I should have did was Midnight Train to Georgia. But there's a reason why I'm saying this. Whether it's Teddy Pendergrass, Aretha Franklin, Jeffrey Osborne, LTD, S.O.S. Band, the OJs. Who am I missing? I started this conversation with this person in mind. I can't believe I just blanked on it. All right, anyway, I blanked on the other person I wanted to mention. But overall, the point of the story is Gladys Knight has made some amazing music. Yeah, you know, we talk about Shaka Khan, we talk about Rufus, you know, Gap Band, the Isley Brothers, of course, Frankie Beverly and Maze, God be with him. But, you know, Gladys, she's made some amazing music as well. And Sade, obviously. But originally I had a much, 10, 11 songs that I wanted to do. But it looks like I'm going to get out of here with 10 songs. So the next song that I would like to do for you is Gladys Knight, You're Number One in My Book, by Gladys Knight and the Pips. This is the last one, so I'm so excited. Do me a favor, won't you say what's on your mind? I may not have the answer, but I can make it easier to find. And too many times you gave more than you took. Now I can show you things are better than they look. You're number one in my book. Another chapter of a love that's yours and mine. This time we've got to capture things that should never be denied. My heart reads like a novel, and you'll find that I'm the hook. Just turn the page and take a closer look. You're number one in my book. Oh, 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 my number one. I know you're thinking, What do I want in return? Well, you can rest easy. Your happiness is my only concern. It's rewarding now if I can make you feel good. There is just one thing I want clearly understood. You're number one in my book. You're number one in my book. All right. I did what I said. I know I probably should cut off that last part. But like I said, man, I'm so happy to get this part of the project done. Yeah, the AC unit is on, but this is done. So I'm excited. Again, who knows what tomorrow holds? Who knows what 2026 holds? So before I sign off, I will say a couple of things. If you have a dream, yeah, you know what? I was watching a YouTube video not even a couple of months ago, and the guys talked about this, and I had an opportunity to share this with a young person recently, and that idea, that concept that I would like to share with you all is this. If you have a dream, you know, before you start developing the vision for your life, because the dream is going to lead to that vision, if you will. If you have a dream, make sure that you dream big enough. What does that actually mean? Cut. Action. All right, y'all. I started to ramble, but I just didn't want what I'm about to ramble about now to be all of what was on the previous video with Gladys and everything. And like I said, I normally post the whole video, but if a person is only interested in what I was saying about Gladys and hearing me cover that song, then I want that to be that. And so what I was talking about is what it means to have a dream. And for anybody out there, regardless of where you are in life, make sure you dream big enough. In my opinion, I don't dream well as far as I'm concerned, but even if I did dream well, I'm not sure if I dreamed or dreamt or whatever that word is big enough. So when I was a kid, the things that I wanted were very, I guess you would say, straightforward. Of course, who didn't want to be a gymnast? So I wasn't. Yeah, one time we was doing flips in the neighborhood, and I did a forward flip, and I think I almost broke everything. I did the flip off of mattresses like everybody else, but the short version is I learned early that maybe gymnastics wasn't for me. But the one thing that I did do was fall in love with music. And in my love for music, you know, I wanted to be a rapper, singer, poet. So I've been writing poetry, rapping, singing for 100 years. And the thing that goes with that is that I did not want to be robbed. You know, at that time when I was growing up, you heard about all the bad music contracts people would get into, and they would put forth all of this energy and work, and they might receive fame, but not necessarily fortune. And of course, I'm fortunate in the sense of my addiction to music wasn't based on becoming famous and rich or fortune, but at the same time, something that was clearly supposed to be mine, I don't think it's right if somebody else could just steal it from me just because I was naive. What does that mean? That's actually how I became an accountant. So I've been an accountant / auditor for a bazillion years. And as an auditor is just like it sounds. I'm going to give you the short version of that. Let's say you are an investor and you want to invest in this company. We'll say YouTube. We're on YouTube. I don't think it's against the law to say YouTube or Google or whatever. And let's say you wanted to invest in YouTube or Google or Meta or Alphabet or whatever fancy name they come in with. Better yet, we'll just say Google or Alphabet. Now, here's the thing. You have $1 million. You want to invest in Alphabet. But here's the thing. Alphabet is telling you from ad revenue that they generated $1 billion. Well, you as an investor, you don't believe them. So you hire people like me, an auditor, to go and look at their records and form an opinion. That opinion isn't 100% that, hey, all of their records are together. The opinion is, well, it looks reasonable to me. I didn't see any aggressive embezzlement or fraud or anything like that. Now, I'm not a CPA, a certified public accountant. I was supposed to be a CPA, for the record. I took the exam. I passed 3 out of 4 parts. I still say they scammed me on that last part. I'm just saying. But at the same time, that experience, what it did was it forced me to study accounting. So although I may not be a CPA, I do actually know a lot, because every year I had to study for it for like over 10 years and still couldn't pass. But just to let you know, I'm still sensitive about that topic. And again, the exam is not based on knowledge. It's based on controlling supply and demand. So if you end up in the wrong group, you won't pass. You end up in the right group, maybe you'll pass. Is it a scam? I think everything's a scam. So you can't, don't put that one on me. But we could talk about that another time. But the point of the story, because I tend to ramble. Do not let your plan B become your plan A. So my plan A was to be a rapper, singer, poet. And as I studied accounting and being an auditor, that ended up taking priority. And the reason being is because I like things like food, water, shelter, and transportation. And my thought was, if I could just stabilize that, meaning the accounting or audit job, then that would give me time to work on my art projects. So unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. I'm still happy with my decisions, but I'm not as far along as I wish I would have been. Obviously, I wasn't necessarily chasing fame. However, I think each artist wants to be respected for their work and their contributions to society. That being the case, I do actually have 4 albums out. Energy, Booty and Bull, which a lot of people love Booty and Bull. It's a freestyle project. I love that project, but for different reasons. The Journey and Frequency. So I have 4 albums out. So it's not like I've been doing zero work. I don't want you to think that. And of course, we know about the landscape of music today, which is that unless you are a touring artist where you're booking shows and you have a solid fan base, art is not the fortune and fame of yesterday. Now, the good news is we don't have technically gatekeepers from yesterday in terms of record labels. The bad news, however, is that the gatekeepers of record labels of yesterday, we're now controlled by digital platforms, meaning that you don't get to set your own price for your music. The big companies, they get everyone's, not just mine, but pretty much everybody's inventory, meaning your catalog for songs. They get it for free. They decide what they're going to charge the public for our music, and then they keep the bulk of the revenues associated with the digital platforms. Now, let me explain why that's important. When you're looking at, how much time I got left? I'm going to wrap this up, but let me say this, though. When you're looking at Walmart, sure, there's probably some things that are on consignment, but for most stores in general, they purchase their inventory, and then they add their markup, and then retail it, turn around and sell it to the public. But today's music doesn't work that way. They force many of us to go through a middleman, and that middleman distributes our music to the different platforms. And then those different platforms get all of our music for free because they don't have to prepay for the inventory. And then they turn around and sell it to the public. Let's say they sell it to the public, a song for 99 cents. But they might sell it to the public for 99 cents, but at best, you might get 60 cents for a download. And if you're talking about streaming, you're getting a fraction of a penny. Now, is that fair? Well, I would counter with life isn't fair. So I wouldn't say it's fair or not fair. I would say that the only way artists could change the landscape of music going forward is two ways. One, let me sneeze. It didn't come out. Crap. Here's my idea. I'm not going to implement it. Maybe a young person would implement it. But an idea is for someone to start a nonprofit, buy a digital platform, or start a digital platform. I'll even use Spotify as the example. If we switch the model from a for-profit model to a nonprofit model, just like we have for performance rights organizations, et cetera, and then force them, meaning the nonprofit, to distribute revenues at a fair level for artists so artists could actually make a living off of streaming, meaning instead of a fraction of a penny for downloads, maybe it should be treated like a traditional download, meaning maybe artists would feel that would be fair, meaning like if a person streams a song, instead of it being a fraction of a penny, treat it like a traditional download where the artist gets 60 cents per stream. So that's just an idea. But the point of the story is we have too much technology for artists to not be able to make a living off of their art. And I'm speaking primarily of me. Now I'm being selfish because what I'm saying is I'm not really a touring artist, but I've been blessed in the sense of I have my own studio. I write my own music, meaning lyrics. I use instrumental samples from everybody. I don't sample in the traditional sense. A sample to me is you took somebody else's work, let's say Michael Jackson's Beat It, and you took a snippet out of that and you used that to create your own music. I don't do that. But there are companies out there who have music software. I use Propellerhead's Reason. With that software, it comes with samples. I just also bought Tune Tracks. They have drum patterns already set up. So I'm not playing the drums, but my job as the producer is, okay, if I'm producing a beat, I'm gonna bring in this drum with these hi-hats. I want the song to be this long, this many fills. I'm gonna add a bass guitar. Now it's time to figure out which bass guitar. Then add whatever other instruments I want to complete the concept for this particular song. So in my eyes, that's still sampling because I'm not doing acoustic drumming where I pull out the drum set and play it myself. So that's why it's hard to frown on people who are sample or beat it versus those who use sampling instrument samples that come with the actual software package. What does all of that got to do with you? It really doesn't matter what your industry is or what your field is. The encouragement in the background of me telling you all of that information was to remind you of you are the director of your life and to remind you of how important it is that when you dream, do better than me. Dream big. My dreams were I want to be a rapper, singer, poet. I've accomplished that. Can I create a new dream of fortune and fame? I don't necessarily desire fortune and fame. Fame, yes. No. Fortune, yes. So I could spend more time creating more art because I want to do more. more music, drop albums faster, So I have desires, which is slightly different than dreaming. And as a photographer, I want to shoot, but man, I'm so busy with the 9 to 5 gig that I really just don't get a chance to really focus on my art at the level that I would like to focus on. And I tell people all the time, I'm a horrible entrepreneur. And I mean that in the sense of, I think some people were meant to work for other people because we lack discipline. I'm open and honest about that. But let me qualify that with saying my level of discipline is still stronger than most. So technically, being self-employed will work for me. I just got to do better with marketing. And so, anyway, man, this turned into a therapy session. I wasn't planning to do that. So I might not, maybe I'll upload this, maybe I won't. But anyway, let me get back before the tape cuts off. Again, make sure you're dreaming big enough. If you want to be a doctor, don't just be a doctor. Be the best cardiologist on the planet. If you want to be, because goes back to the story about the podcast I was watching, when the guy was talking about, hey, I didn't dream big enough. It's not simply you want to go to the NFL. You want a Super Bowl ring. You want however many yards in the game. You want how many blocks. Be more detailed in terms of your dream and raise the bar to such a high level that it's that dream level versus my stuff was attainable. I did not know it at the time that what I visioned for my life was attainable. I just slowly pecked at it, slowly but surely. But I didn't realize that, oh, wait, I just dropped 4 albums. Now I'm getting ready to drop album number 5. Okay. Lou Rawls dropped I think 40, 50, 60, maybe even more albums. So I want to get to the point where I'm dropping albums that consistently and that quickly. But obviously one has to give up. Either you marketing and doing tours or you creating new music and creating new energy. I gravitate to the create new energy. So I'm going to have to figure out who I can get to go market my stuff. Well, I use the aggregators online, but that's another topic. All right, wow, this turned out to be more than what I expected. Anyway, thank you for your time. Send me some money so I can work on my art. And who knows? We'll go from there. I guess I should sing something to take you out, to leave the story out. I should have did, I want to do Rochelle Farrell for the next video, but we'll see. But for now, maybe I'll just sing something just to get us out the door. I don't want to do Let It Snow. Oh, baby, 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 where did our love go? Baby, baby, why did you leave me alone? Sugar pie, honey bunch, you know that I love you. You know what? I should have redid Joe. I want to know what's going on. I want to know. Let me see. Can I find a Joe popular song real quick? If I was a man, more and more. Let me see. Can I make up for messing up that I Want to Know song? All right. I promise. This is the last one. Anything goes, baby. Anything goes. Oh, na, na, na. Na, na, na. For as long as you're willing, girl, want you to know that I'm willing to. And where you want me. Oh, I messed that. All right. We ain't doing that. It was a good idea, but now my nose is really bothering me, so. All right, so this is fun. This is fun. Maybe I'll try to get better at doing more videos sooner than whatever. I wonder if my Sony had a remote because it would be easier when it's time to finish up. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I had a blast doing this. And, God bless the world, bless those who have gone before me, bless everyone who's still on the planet, trying to make sense out of this crazy world. Everyone who's had challenges, know that tomorrow will be better. And the advice I give to you is the same advice I give to me. Just keep living, and we'll see how this all turns out. Peace. Man, that was way longer than I expected. I didn't think I was going to do all of that. I had a blast. That's how it should be.